This podcast will hopefully contain words or statements of obscene, pornographic, or immoral character. You have been warned.
True. It's true. It's true.
The podcast. They soon will be making another one. The podcast. Talking about stuff that is really dumb. Get a bizarre perspective on deflated erections. Oh, yeah.
Speak for yourself.
On the pod. Who knows what's in store?
Who knows what's in store?
It's your drunk girlfriend puking on the floor. It's hot. Potty Mouth Records Podcast.
You know, in all seriousness, you do a pretty good job of holding that one note there at the end. It's like,
Yeah, but the rest of it's horrible.
Yeah, you're kind of in key there for that note hold. That's it. That was pretty good.
We were actually laughing because at the Watson's house, like in the summer before we could do anything. So my goal was always to get shit happening before 11 o'clock, or we weren't going to do shit till after 12 because the fucking Love Boat came on Channel 5 and Danny's ass was fucking plastered in his chair watching the fucking Love Boat in the morning. So
Really?
if we could get him out of the house before fucking 11 o'clock, we were on the roll early. If not, it was after 12.
That's so weird. Why?
Dude,
I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad show or anything, but like that's
it was like his fucking favorite show, dude. It like shit stopped.
Huh.
Who knew, right?
Interesting.
So I went to a show.
Yeah.
I know you went to something even cooler.
You posted some pictures. So what did you do? Where did you go?
Well, I was asking if you knew what episode it was.
Oh, I think it's 90, right?
Oh shit, you're right. I was gonna say 80. Holy shit. Yeah, 90. Woohoo! Graduation.
Yeah.
Dun.
Closing in on that epic 100th episode.
Yeah, who knows what the fuck that's gonna be. Another fucking toilet bowl award winning escapade into stupidity, I'm certain.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I did go to a show, which is rare. And was I miffed that I paid a couple bucks to go see it? Yes. But I fucking totally man crushed on the drummer of the fucking Dresden Dolls because I don't know what his last name is. It's Brian something. He was like, I forgot how much I liked watching him play because he was a fucking performer.
Mm-hmm.
Like fucking weird ass cymbal grabs, like standing up and like interacting with the crowd. And like, because I believe that Amanda Palmer is such a dominant performer, he has to do something, and he does, and fucking crushes it. Like, I'm blown away. And I was like, yes, I should be watching her, but he is fucking putting on his own little show over there. So it was very funny. It was like watching Blythe film Amanda Palmer the whole time. And I'm like, yeah, but you're missing all this cool shit's happening over here. Look that way. And we were close. I mean, so I don't know, blown away. And they played for fucking almost 3 hours. So I couldn't bitch. I could not bitch about my ticket price at that point. It was, we paid, I think it was like 45, and they played for fucking almost 3 hours, and they played like there was minimal horse shit. Like and it was funny because they did like new songs. I'm like, and of course I was like, come on. And of course they did mid tempo shit. And I was like, and Blythe's beating me up about it on the way home because she's like, no, they were really good. I'm like, yes, they were really good, but I just the more upbeat songs is always, of course, what I like to hear. So,
and you'd seen them before.
No, this was my maiden voyage. Like I didn't get into them till I think well after they had broken up. Like it was like one of those found them on they had a live show on Netflix one night or one day, and I was making dinner or something. And I was like, I'm just gonna put this on because it said cabaret punk act, blah blah blah. I was like, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life. But we all know that I kind of like dumb shit. So it actually, longer it played, the more I was like, wow, this is actually amazing what two people can do. And I think and we talked about this in the car too. What was incredible is there was no backtracks. There was no, if they didn't produce the noise, it wasn't played over the speakers. So even if they had a new song and she was doing, I guess she had some sort of pedal board, but it made like the E or the C, so she had to go through and trigger them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like this whole thing. I'm like, we were just watching, like just kind of blown away. It was like, yeah, there were no backing anythings. It was like they played it or it didn't happen. So I was blown away. I honestly, I'm still contemplating going to see them tomorrow or Saturday night. I don't know if I'd slide that one by the goalie, but I honestly thought about it.
Wow.
Scott Davis was there. I didn't know he was there. How the fuck was I going to know he was going to be there? He actually went to both nights. Like they sold out Saturday night and Friday night we could get in. So we got the Friday night ticket. And of course, in DC, I think it's the opposite. I think Friday night sold out and Saturday night we can get tickets. But
Where were the shows? Like, what were the venues?
this one, the 9:30 has the DC show. And oh got something for us as well. And the one in Philly was at the Union Transfer. Is that right? I believe that's right. It was a really fucking cool club. Like, kind of reminds me probably of the 9:30, just in Philly. Like that kind of big balcony area where you can get up top and watch the show. There, bar behind, but it looked like they had like another bar even further back, but it was really nice. I mean, it wasn't huge. I don't know where the fucking people came from because we showed up. The show started at 8, and I swear to God, they started like 8:05. But between us walking in the door at 7:40 and 8 o'clock, it went from 20% full to fucking capacity really fucking quick. Like I have no idea where these fucking people came from.
So I'm assuming like no opening band since they played for 3 hours.
No opening band. I was so happy because I asked Blythe on the way up. I'm like, "Is there an opening band?" Because I really don't want. I'm just like, "Am I rushing to get to fucking Philadelphia for no reason?"
Yeah.
She's like, "No, doors open at 7, and the show starts at 8." I'm like, "All right, whatever." And like we parked like right behind the fucking venue. Like
That's
we
cool.
walked around the building and walked in the front door. Yeah, it was amazing. Like all in all, good time. I can't actually. I walked out just blown away by how good they were, how tight they were, and how much energy and noise can be produced by two people. And they just played off of each other excellently. Like total man crushed on him because he was just fucking everywhere. Like it's kind of like when watching the Circle Jerks now, watch Joey C,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because like he's given that, or it feels like he's given that 110%. Not saying everybody else isn't, but you can see the energy coming out of him
Mm-hmm.
while he's playing, and it's like on that level where you're like, yeah, she's singing and stuff, and that's cool, but what the fuck is going on over there? Like there wasn't a time where I felt like he wasn't in the music.
How do they set up on stage as a two-piece? Are they just like kind of flanked left and right?
Flanked left and right, kind of 45 towards each other so they can watch each other.
Uh-huh.
And then
And she plays guitar and sings?
She just plays piano and keyboard.
Oh, so it's
I think
piano and drums.
Yeah. And it was
wow.
it was amazing. He plays guitar a little bit. Well, I mean, he can play guitar. It's just he did it for like one or two songs. Like I guess maybe giving himself a break. So he played guitar and she sang. And Blythe just walked away going, she sounds just like the fucking record. Like it's like we weren't a song and a half in, and she's like looked at me. She's like, she sounds like the record. Like she was just blown away. Like, and she's got like a really, I don't know if it's unique, but she's got like things she does with some of her words and stuff that makes it unique. But all in all, dude, blown away. Awesome. Scott, sad I missed you. Not that I would, it was ridiculous. Yeah. I thought I would have found you, but it was awesome.
How old are they?
I I think they are our age.
So they were around for a while, and then they broke up, and then they got back together.
Yeah, so she had a solo career completely separate. And like back when I got into her, I think she had they kind of went their separate ways, and she had a bigger solo career and kind of was off doing her own thing. And she, like, I saw an interview with her where the interviewer was like, um Brian said that you guys would probably never play again because you wouldn't want to. And it was like, really? No, that's not the case at all. She's like, I'm in. So it was kind of cool to see these. I just think people get separated by time and kind of forget. I think we're going through it now,
Yeah.
like as the bands, where you kind of forget about the camaraderie and stuff you had with somebody, and having that back is just a warm and cuddly type feeling.
Yeah.
But and apparently they're working on a new record, but I don't, like I said, it was new songs, but like their mid-tempo stuff I was kind of distanced myself from anyway. So most of the set I was like, I know this song, but
Yeah.
I don't remember it to the cue. Like there are like 6 songs that I fucking love, and they hit all those. So very happy. I think they missed one off of like one of their latter albums, but from what I understand, they were just kind of, they wrote the set list after they were done so people can know what the name of the songs were.
Dude, 3 hours is a long fucking time to play. There's a very small handful of bands, I think, that have the ability to play 3 hours and people like stick with it. Like the biggest band that comes to mind for me, and I'm biased because I love them, but it just really is the fact of the matter, is like Ween typically plays between 2.5 and 3 hours every show. But other than them, this is really the first band I think I've heard of that's maybe on a similar level that plays 3 hours. That's a
Yeah,
really long time.
it it was definitely, I think we walked out to get like in the merch line at 20 of 11, and then they
Mhm.
came back out for an encore. So
Wow.
it was like they went. So if it wasn't 3, it was 2:45. Like, but yeah, and they had shit. They had songs they didn't hit. That I'm like, oh, well, what about Dear Jenny? That's my favorite. So yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, maybe you can pick something out for me for a taster's choice.
Ooh, maybe so.
Like I know the name because of you talking about them before, but I've definitely never heard them.
Yeah, so they're a little bit more aggressive than my Cats and Jammer. So they're more in tune. So fuck off, pal. It's a little bit closer to home. So you might have went to something far, 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 far cooler.
Maybe cooler. I don't know. It sounds like you guys had a really good time. I think maybe cooler from the aspect that we had a larger spectrum of bands to check out. But
And you had some pretty amazing kind of sneaky things happen.
well, we went to the No Values Festival in Pomona, which it was at the Pomona Fairplex, which is like, it's basically like a big, I guess they have like a fair there every year. It's kind of where they like, it's like a big fairgrounds kind of thing. And the drive was actually like not that bad at all to get there. It was like right around 2 hours, but it kind of, it's like right when you start to get into the main outskirts of LA, where like shit just starts to get crazy with traffic and stuff, you actually kind of veer off to like a northeastern direction. So
Mm-hmm.
you kind of like circumvent the city a little bit. So really the drive was not that bad. Didn't get stuck in traffic or anything. And we actually were planning on spending the night up there, which Thank fucking God. So we really didn't have any kind of idea about what this place was like as far as getting in and out, or we didn't do that much research, but we were like, okay, this show's not going to probably be over till like 11:30. We're going to be fucking exhausted from being at an all-day festival. So it's like the last thing we're going to want to do is fucking drive home. So we're like, we'll get a room up there and just spend the night. So we get up there.
But yeah, how fucking easy was that going to be?
What's that?
Getting a room up there, because I'm sure there's more than 10 people that were up there for that show.
Yeah, well, so we ended up getting a room. It was about 15 minutes from the venue. And because there was some like closer places, but they were at a premium, obviously, because of, and there's actually a hotel like on the premises. And there's like a building there where I think they do like corporate events and stuff like that. It's like a whole thing there. It's like not just the music side venue part of it.
Yeah, I kind of looked at the layout. They posted up a map,
Right.
kind of a layout of the space. So yeah, I was checking that out.
The band started at 11. First of all, there wasn't even any bands we cared about that much to get there that early. And we're like, it's going to be fucking hot. So we're like, well, we'll get there and plan on being over there by like 3-ish
Oh
or
my
something
God,
like that.
dude. You're fucking killing me.
Yeah. So, I mean, if there would have been somebody we really wanted to see earlier, we probably would have made more moves to get in there sooner. But so we get to our hotel at about 2, and we had some friends that were going there, and we were kind of chatting with them when we got to our hotel. And anyone who's been following anything about this no values thing, like before or after the event, there's been like a big controversy about the parking situation. So I don't know really exactly what ended up coming out information wise about what the like cause of all this was, but apparently they were having a really hard time getting all the vehicles into the venue, to the parking lots and stuff. So I don't know like why it was taking so long, but we got there at 2:00 to our hotel, and our friend who was trying to get into the venue, they had been in their car waiting in line out on the main streets, because this place is kind of, it does have freeway access, but there's also like a residential neighborhood like right by this place. So there's kind of like some side streets you have to go down once you get off the freeway to get into this place. Well, I don't know if they just didn't account for so many people kind of showing up all at once, or like what the logistics are of the normalcy of when they're running events there. But this must have just shot that whole thing down in flames, because our friend was like, we have been sitting in our car since 11:30 this morning. We have not even got to the entrance of the venue yet, and it's like 2:00. So they had been sitting in their car for like 2.5 hours, and there was a someone set up a Reddit for the festival, and we got on there and we're looking at, dude, it was just like threads and threads and threads of people complaining about, we are sitting in our fucking car, we've been in our car for 3 hours, can't get into the venue, we've already missed 3 of the bands that we came here to see because we're just sitting in our fucking car. Apparently people were like abandoning their cars and just like walking in.
So I have to tell you, just looking, I mean, if I didn't know what I know about the adolescents, I would have been like, yeah, okay, I missed that.
Yeah.
But like the Addicts played, and like TSOL played. This is all before 3:00.
Yeah.
Scowl played, the Untouchables, which I would have been crushed that Scowl and the Untouchables were playing basically side by side, and the Vandals were before 3:00.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that is brutal. Yeah, I could see where, and I mean, if you were into seeing the Cro-Mags, I mean, you missed that. Like, there were 6 bands that I wouldn't mind walking by and listening to.
Yeah, well, that was kind of the thing. It's like if we were there, like it would have been cool, because I don't really know that much about the Addicts, and I can't say that I love them, but I've always kind of wanted to check them out because I think their imagery's cool, and I do know some of their songs, so it's like that would have been cool to see them. But honestly, all those other bands I've seen, and I'm just like,
I just gave him the eye roll for all you other motherfuckers that are like, I've seen all those bands.
that was just a day we had to like pick and choose our battles, basically. So it's
Yeah.
like suffer in the heat or watch Harley version of the Cro-Mags. Like, I don't fucking care about that.
Nah, I would have missed that one too myself. But
So anyway, we get this update from our friend who was like, don't fucking drive down here because you're never going to fucking get in. So we did a little research on the area. We Ubered, picked this address in this neighborhood that was across the street. So this guy was able to kind of like snake us in, like surpass all the traffic and stuff. And we just got dropped off at this like random house. And then, yeah, we just like,
Awesome.
we walked like a block or two and crossed the main street. And dude, it was crazy. It was just infinite row of fucking vehicles. So we crossed the street and it's just people beeping their horns and like yelling at their cars, like, what the fuck? Like, just people were so aggro and pissed. So anyway, we're just like crossing the street and we're walking and we're walking and we're walking and we're walking for like 15 minutes before we even actually like get to within like being able to visualize the actual venue. So we're like, okay, well, there it is. So like once we finally see where it is, and we're just following people that are walking. So we're walking, and it was about a half-hour walk from where we got dropped off with the Uber to when we actually got inside. So we get it, and it was fucking hot at that point. It was still pretty hot. And we're like walking on the street, obviously, so that just makes it even worse. So
my
we're
heart would have
walking.
exploded.
Yeah. So we get in, and the very first thing we see are the two sort of, I guess we'll call them like the mini stages for like, I
Yep.
guess like the lesser known acts or whatnot. And so we're like walking up, they scan our tickets, and we're walking in, and I swear to God, like about a minute after we walk in, we're just kind of getting our bearings and looking around. This giant screen lights up, and it's Agent Orange.
Oh, fuck yes.
So I'm like, oh, that's fucking sick. Like Agent Orange is getting ready to play, like perfect timing. And Dead Milkmen were playing like pretty much at the exact same time, maybe like 10 minutes later than them. So we're walking, we start listening to Agent Orange, and then the stage across from them, the screen lights up with the Dead Milkmen logo. And we're just like, fuck yeah. Like honestly, it was crazy because we just were like, we're gonna miss a bunch of bands we wanted to see. So like we're just like
Cut your losses.
yeah, we're just like walking in is better than sitting in the car. So we get in, Agent Orange starts playing, and they get to like their second or third song, and then fucking Jello comes out. And I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck? Because they like introduce him and he comes out and he has a microphone, and he said something. I forget what he even said, or they introduced him or something. And I don't know, we were just still such in like a mindset of like, we just walked super far and it was like super hot. And we're like, what the fuck's going on? Hadn't even like had a chance to kind of like settle down and like kind of just like relax a little bit. He comes out and just starts playing, and dude, is crazy. Like, honestly, I kind of like got like overwhelmed with emotion. I think just about everything that
yes,
was
dude.
going on, and we were just like exhausted already. We're like, we got like
Oh
8
my
more hours of
God.
this shit. And they start fucking playing Police Truck. And dude, it was fucking awesome. Like I had such like this like spiritual moment of, dude, what was like the fucking timing of walking in like right as this is happening. And like I was just recently talking about how, he's like one of my favorite punk rock people, like all his music and bands and stuff, and I've never seen him yet.
Right.
And doesn't really seem like he's going to be playing anytime soon either. Like they haven't really announced any shows or anything. So I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get to see him. And then they fucking do Police Truck, and dude, it was fucking awesome. I was like, dude, how, like, what a cool, unexpected way to finally get to see him. And
Yeah.
they like Nick, because I fucking love Agent Orange, and for him to do a song with them, it was one of my favorite Dead Kennedy songs too. So that was fucking cool. And we watched like another song or two of Agent Orange, and then we cruised over the Dead Milkmen, and we watched them, and they sounded good. I think they were still the first like 4 or 5 bands that we watched. The sound wasn't great because I think they were still trying to kind of figure it out. because I seriously doubt there was a whole lot of sound checking going on or anything like that until it was like you're in the moment.
Yeah, and how do you sound check fucking 10 bands on a stage and be able to throw that shit right back where it was and start? Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, but anyway, Dead Milkmen were super cool. They played like a really cool mix of a couple new songs that I knew and some older stuff, and the crowd was like really hyped on them. Like it was pretty cool. That was probably the biggest crowd they've played in front of in a long time, and they seemed like they were having like a really good time and stuff. And so then after them, we got our bearings for where all the stages were, and it was about the two sort of like smaller stages was about a minute and a half to 2 minute walk between those two stages. But then to get from those stages to the two bigger main stages was like about a 5 minute walk. It's like from the smaller stages to the first main stage was almost 5 minutes. And then from that stage to the other main stage was like another 5 minutes. So to get from the big stage back to the smaller stages was about 8-ish minutes to almost 10 minutes,
Oh my
depending on.
god, that's like a fucking half a set
Yeah,
for
so
some
like
of the bands. Yeah.
exactly. So we were like, okay, we got to like really figure this out, what we're gonna do. So there was actually a moment in between going to the Dead Milkman and walking over to the main stages where we took like 5 minutes and we kind of reviewed the schedule. And I made a note in my phone, just like in my notepad, like, okay, these are the bands that we've just agreed we want to see, and
Oh, that's fucking funny.
and like all their times. So basically how it ended up working out is you had to make a decision. Do you want to see the beginning of the band set you want to see and nix the end of the set of the band you're currently seeing, or like vice versa? So like the whole day we were kind of like weighing those options of like, okay, well, this particular band, like I've never had to do so much critical thinking at a show ever. I was like, okay, well, this band, we know that this song, they're probably definitely going to play last. They're not going to open with this. So we would kind of use that as a gauge for when to like bounce from whoever we are currently watching.
All right, I'm going to stop you right there so I can
Yeah.
keep the listeners kind of updated on what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
At this point,
Mm-hmm.
your choices were with the Dead Milkmen, you could go the Agent Orange and Dead Milkmen definitely overlapped, but you could go see the Garden, but the Damned starts in probably 10 minutes out, or the Damned start right as the Dead Milkmen are finishing up.
Yes.
And you've already missed, which is a heartbreaker, Dillinger. Not Black Flag, but you've missed Black Flag, Hepcat, the Skeletones, MS Paint, and Ceremony. So all this and TSOL. I think the rest of them I've already named. So you've already missed 10 bands, 3 of which I probably want to see. But
yeah, some of those were bands that I was like, oh, it'd be cool to check them out, but they weren't on our list, so we were sticking to the list. Dead Milkmen were playing their last song. We're like, okay, let's bounce. So we wanted to see the Damned. I had never seen the Damned.
I was hoping you said you were going to see them and didn't opt for something fucking stupid.
She'd seen them before, which is hilarious because she saw them in 1991 on their farewell tour. So I thought that was pretty funny. But I had never seen them. I'm admittedly not the biggest Damn fan. And not that I know a bunch about them and don't like them. I just really don't know that much about them. I know a couple songs, but they're just one of those bands that everyone has on their list of bands they probably should know about, but they just don't. There's just too much shit to keep track of. So anyway, so we get over there and we watched probably about 25 minutes of them. And honestly, now that after seeing them live, it didn't really do anything for me to make me want to get more into them. It was what I was kind of hoping for that. I was like, well, maybe once I see them live, it'll trigger something that be like, oh man, that was really cool. Like I'm bummed I've slept on them for so long. I really want to check them out more now. But they were cool.
Dude, they are probably in their mid 60s.
Oh no, they're ancient as fuck. Yeah.
Okay, I'm throwing that there at you. That you might need to give them a little love.
No, they sounded great. I
Okay.
wouldn't even say that age had anything to do with the performance. Like they
It,
were
it sounded like it from this side of the fucking microphone.
no, I just thought musically it was boring. Like they sounded good and their stage show was really good and I loved their costumes and theatrics and for being a bunch of old dudes, they actually still look pretty good. Um and they weren't just like ancient Rolling Stone looking dudes up there. Like I mean, they like put on a good show. I just didn't love it. So
That's
we were
understandable.
we were kind of bored a little bit, so we're like, well, let's go ahead and cruise over to the bigger stage because she wanted to see Suicidal Tendencies. She had never seen them before, and I'd seen them a bunch of times already. But I was like, yeah, that's cool. Let's check out ST. That'll be sick. So we walked over, checked them out. We watched, I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 of their songs, and she really wanted to hear "I Saw Your Mommy."
Oh my gosh. Okay.
See, that's like her.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's her jam. So, but we didn't get to see that because I was like, well, they're probably going to play that last. So we bounced on ST so we could cruise the whole way back over. Shit, I forget who we saw next, but
Fear or Jesus Lizard? Because I do not want to fucking hear that you cruise suicidal to go see fucking Sublime.
she wanted to see Fear because she had also never seen Fear before. So I was like, well, yeah, I kind of wanted to see a little bit of Jesus Lizard just to check them out, but I was like, well, I was like, I've seen Fear, but it'd be cool to see him again. And she really wanted to see him. That was on like a main one on her list. So we leave Suicidal Tendencies and we decided we were going to stop and get something to eat. So we were like standing in this line to get food for like 15 minutes. And the place where we were getting food was right beside the stage where Sublime started to play. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe I got to fucking listen to this shit while I'm like waiting for food. Because and whatever I mean I've said it on here before many times. I just don't like that band. I just don't get it. I've never gotten that band. Like I never will. I just don't understand
I
it.
totally fucking agree. I don't understand the love.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
understand the fucking like just the cult following they have. Like I
yeah,
don't fucking get it. But
yeah,
sure.
it's weird. So we get our food and we cruise back over to see Fear, and they honestly I kind of had it in my head that like dude, he's so fucking old and he doesn't even play guitar and sing anymore. He like just sings. He's got this like backing band, like whatever. I don't know. I kind of had like a shitty attitude going into it, but dude, they were fucking awesome. They actually sounded really, really, really fucking good. His voice was still awesome, and the band he has is really fucking good. And yeah, dude,
That's awesome to hear. I think Gavin said the same thing.
it was fucking awesome. I was like, damn, that was really, really fucking cool. So after Fear, we went, I think I think Bad Religion was playing next.
Yep. Yep. This would have been my food break. This is the gap in the timeline that I would have taken advantage for foods because I don't give a shit about Bad Religion and I really would have no desire to see L7.
Yeah, we didn't care about L7. She hates Bad Religion. So I knew like if I was
Trish, I love you.
if Bad Religion was going to happen, I knew I was going to be watching them by myself cuz she like can't fucking stand that band. At that time, who else was playing? It was Bad Religion, L7 and who else?
Joyce Manor, but who follows Joyce Manor is what matters. The Dickies were played after Joyce Manor.
So we did not get to see the Dickies.
Oh my, who the fuck did you see in their place? Or did you go see Turnstile?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will let that slide.
Like I have all the bands written down that we watched, but I don't have all the order correct. But yeah, so we definitely want to see Turnstile because she really likes Turnstile a lot too. So we went to see Turnstile, and that was my first time seeing them, her first time seeing them, and all I have to say about their set is like fuck the haters because they were
Dude.
fucking awesome, dude. And trying to be as unbiased as possible about like that I do really like them a lot. They had the best sound of any band at that whole festival. Like I don't know like what it was exactly. Like they just had a sound guy who knows how to fucking mix them for an environment like that. But they sounded so fucking good. And the show was so high energy. And the crowd was just, I mean, obviously they have a younger fan base. So there's going to be like way more people like fucking freaking out and shit than a bunch of like fucking old Gen Xers. That was like the majority of the crowd there. But yeah, they were fucking awesome. Like I'm so glad I finally got to see them, and they like really exceeded my expectations. We were so hyped after seeing them. Like we were like, dude, that was fucking awesome. Like they were so great. And then we left from seeing them. I think we went to Iggy Pop next.
Yes. Yes, that would be correct.
Yeah, so we both have always wanted to see him, so that was cool. And we missed his first song, which is one of my favorite Stooges song, is TVI. So they opened with that, so I missed that.
Right.
But everything else they did was pretty much all the banger hits that you'd want to hear. So that was cool. And it was cool because Matt Sweeney is still playing bass for him, so I got to see him in person, which was awesome. And then
Your
we
options are here. I'm going to tell you. You either went to see Power Trip or you went to see The Exploited.
Yes. So I went to see The Exploited because Power Trip is cool, but I love The Exploited way more. And apparently he's been kind of hinting at the fact that I think basically like next year is going to be like the last year of the band. They're doing like only like limited shows next year, and then they're kind of like breaking up other than maybe like local shows and stuff because his health is so bad now. I guess they're just like,
When you say local shows, like it's going to be Exploited at the fucking pub,
yeah,
and that's it. It's like $5, dude.
maybe.
Just come in and watch us play.
Yeah, I guess he's had like a bunch of heart issues and stuff, so I think it's just like
Ugh.
too hard on him to travel now. But yeah, they were fucking awesome. So that was really cool. I just had it in my head this will probably be the last time I ever see them, so I definitely was getting my groove on. I think right after Iggy Pop is when Social Distortion started.
That is true.
So I will say I did get to see, because of sort of like the trekking back and forth, I did get to see one Bad Religion song, which was cool because I do like Bad Religion, even though she doesn't. But I was like,
You go, Trish.
I'm willing to not watch them, to not torture her with them because I had seen them before. But I did get to see one song, so that was cool. And she also does not like Social Distortion at all. So
Trish, we are friends. No matter how it ends up, we are friends.
she fucking hates both of those bands.
Thank the Lord.
Honestly, it's pretty funny. Like I actually listened to Bad Religion today at the house because she's at work. I was like, I can't listen to them if she's here because she'll just fucking shit talk it the whole time. And
Oh my God.
so anyway,
Thank you.
we
Thank you, Lord. It's
we-
not just me.
I wanted to see Social Distortion, but she didn't want to see them. So I was like, okay, I've seen them before too, so that's fine. I did get to see one of their songs as we were cruising around to the next thing, but then we went to see, after they Exploited, we jumped over and saw Viagra Boys.
Yes.
That's a band that we're both sort of into recently, and they were fucking awesome. They were like really cool. We watched about maybe 2/3 of their set, but then it was just starting to like get so packed with all the like bands everyone really wanted to see were just over by the main stages, so getting over there was taking longer now. So yeah, check the Viagra Boys out. They were cool. That's a band we definitely want to see again, hopefully at a different venue where it's just them kind of a thing. So then we cruised over, started making our way over for the Misfits.
Yo.
And oh, and also I did get to see some skateboarding earlier in the day too. Vans was there and had a vert ramp set up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I got to watch like Steve Caballero was there, Christian Hosoi was there.
I was gonna ask if they were old turds or they new turds, or was it a mixture of turds?
Yeah, it was a mixture of turds. It was some like super, super young kids. There was like some girl that was trying to land a 540 who was probably like 12 years old. There was,
Dude, I just watched some girl. I think she skates for Hosoi, dropped 540.
yeah, that might have been her. And yeah, there's some couple other, like mid-20s ish dudes, and then those two guys. It was cool got to watch some vert shit for about 15, 20 minutes. But anyway, so yeah, we cruise over for the Misfits, and I don't know, man. The whole day was like really fucking cool. We saw a lot of negativity being posted about the event, just like a lot of people having a bad time for various reasons. If we would have drove in, we probably would have been in the same group of people like fucking super bitching about everything. But I don't know, we kind of made a lot of really good decisions, and it ended up being a really, really fun day. Um, Everything just kind of worked out for us, like how we cruised around to see who we wanted to see. And then it ended with the Misfits, which we were both super stoked to see because she had never seen any incarnation of the Misfits, and she's a big fan. And I had seen pretty much every incarnation except for like the quote unquote original. And dude, it was cool. I'm glad I can say that I saw the original Misfits now, but it was pretty fucking disappointing.
Why was it disappointing?
I guess I had maybe built up some type of expectation in my mind of what it was going to be, and it just wasn't that. And I didn't even have super high expectations, but yeah, I don't know. They sounded pretty good when they were actually playing songs.
Oh god.
It sounded pretty decent overall, but honestly, like, I'm gonna say it. He is now officially the fucking Vince Neil of punk rock.
That's a t-shirt waiting to fucking happen, my friend.
Danzig can barely fucking sing these songs without huffing and puffing. But yeah, dude, I mean, it was from like literally the very first song. They never played two songs back to back the whole fucking show. It was like play a song and then jibber jabber for like 30 seconds to a minute between every fucking song. And honestly, dude, he was like a fucking dick the whole fucking show. I don't know if he was just trying to be funny, but dude, he just said some fucking stupid shit. They play the first song, and like right after they end the first song, he like walks out to the edge of the stage and he's like, "Yo, Southern California, what's up?" He's like, "It's been 5 years since we've been here. We would have been back sooner if it wasn't for some bullshit made up pandemic."
Oh my god.
Whether you think that or not, like, why would you say something like that? Like, how fucking stupid is that? And
Yeah.
it's fucking been
Yeah.
5 years now. We're still talking about this. Like, this is the hill you're gonna die on. Like, can't you find like something else to fucking make a cool, like, I'm pissed off speech about? And then he was like, he said some shit to Dave Lombardo that, like, I'm hoping was just him, like,
Trying to be funny.
but I'm just like, dude, you just sound like a fucking asshole. They play in this song, they end the song, and he does like this little extra, like, drum fill thing. And Danzig turns around, he's like, basically, like, he's like, "Yeah, we know you're fucking good. That's why we got you."
Oh my god.
So yeah, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, shut the fuck up. I was seriously like fucking so irritated.
Yeah, he sounds like a fucking tool.
Like, maybe if you weren't fucking saying so much stupid shit in between songs, you'd have a little more cardio to play more, like play a couple songs back to back. So I don't know. I definitely like left with being like, that whole day was like really cool, except Danzig just being a total chode. And I'm just like, whatever. Like, I'm not saying he shouldn't be allowed to say the things he wants to say. I'm just saying, like, just like play fucking songs. And then he made some other fucking comment about I honestly forget what the context was. Something about someone spitting, or I forget exactly what it was. But then he said some other shit like trying to act like a tough guy, and I'm just like, I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. I was like, you're fucking 70 years old.
We've seen you punched out on film many a time.
And now you're 70 and you're still like this fucking tough guy. What the fuck are you even talking about? And Trisha said, she's like, he looks like Danny DeVito now.
Oh, how awesome is that? That could be another t-shirt. Like, I watched the clip. It was like, I don't know if I think Lombardo posted it, but somebody filmed it for him. It was so weird because all you could hear was the drums. Like, it was, I guess the sound was actually separated fairly well because I
Mhm.
couldn't hear like any of the, like, you couldn't hear any sound from the rest of the stage except for just him and his drums. I was like, oh my god, Lombardo is playing. I
Yeah.
was like, how fucking cool is that?
Yeah, I mean, he's like the one redeeming quality of that current lineup of that band. It's like he actually gives those songs some fucking energy. Like I said, I always love the Misfits and will continue to listen to them, but wow, that guy, he's something. He's fucking got some brain cells have been fried from huffing cat litter too much or something.
That is the best picture of him in the fucking grocery store buying fucking cat litter. Happens to the best of us. Not me, because I have that shit delivered to the house now. Because I hate it.
And then we left. We walked the same way out. Took us like a half hour to walk out of the place. We walked back to that exact same neighborhood. We fucking laid down in some random stranger's front yard and waited for the fucking Uber to show up to get us.
That is hilarious. Yeah, you'll find us in the front yard.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, dude, that's fucking, there you go. That's punk rock at its best. Fucking overcome.
But
Could you imagine trying to get the fuck out of there?
Oh, dude, it was crazy. It would have been hours. Like, honestly, I got to give props to our friend who gave us the warning to not drive down there.
This is so nuts. Like, you would think there'd be, that should have already been mapped out.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but so that was that. But I think we pretty much decided that our participation in all-day festivals like that are probably coming to a close in our life. Like I think we might have a couple more of those in us before we really like fully retire from doing shit like that. Cause I don't know, man, that's a long fucking day, dude. And I don't know, when you get older, that shit is just fucking a lot harder to deal with.
Oh my God. Well, you're gonna have to at least do it one more day in August.
Yeah. Well, actually, I have a couple more coming up, but
Oh.
the heat was a big part of it too, though. I think like if it wouldn't have been so hot, it wouldn't have been as bad.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I could do that. I'm a little hard. Couldn't take it.
So that's it. That's my no values report. Sorry if I didn't see bands that people would have liked to had an update on, but
I would have liked to have had an update on a couple, but I'll accept it. All right, on that note, adios, motherfuckers.
later.
This podcast was brought to you by Potty Mouth Records. Contact us at pottymouthrecords@gmail.com and find us on the web at pottymouthrecords.rocks. That's .rocks.
That was way better than I
POTTYCAST podcast. Ba-da.